if I am able to time this right, I'm dressed for Valentine's, and you are watching this as close to Valentine's Day as my schedule allows. And in today's video, we're going to be reading some Afterlight books. If you don't know what Afterlight is, this is a subscription that is through Illumicrate, and it is a romance special edition subscription. And I thought we would take February, we would take Valentine's Day to get caught up on some of my backlist books that I have not gotten to from this subscription and celebrate all things that are love. These are all beautiful special editions, and I'm just going to jump into them. We have got, the first one here is a sapphic romance called When I Picture You by Sasha Lawrence. I actually hate the original cover to this, so I'm very excited to have this pretty special edition. It has sprayed edges with like friendship bracelets, and then there is custom end papers on both ends. Of course, they're different. This is these ones, as well as there is these ones. The book is, I believe this one is signed by the author. And then the naked hardcover, stunning. I love a printed hardcover like this. And I'm very excited to read this book. Actually, I had gotten the audio arc from NetGalley, so that's exciting. But this says, it's a love story. Will she ever say yes? Renee Feldman would rather be anywhere other than a family friend's wedding, introducing herself as a film school dropout, until she runs into Lola Gray, her childhood neighbor who's become a major pop sensation. Lola Gray just wants to get through her sister's wedding. It's been a year since her secret relationship imploded, simultaneously breaking Lola's heart and canceling the album of love songs she'd written. If Lola doesn't release new music soon, she'll become irrelevant. When Lola sees Renee, she knows that she knows what she needs to clear her head. Lola's teenage crush on Renee secretly inspired her debut album. One night, Renee will put the past behind her and cure her writer's block. But one night turns into more when Lola's team urgently needs a new director for her documentary, and Renee is the only answer. As Lola and Renee reconnect, they can't deny their feelings for each other, or the renewed creativity they inspire. When Renee suggests they tell that story in the documentary, Lola agrees, although it means coming out. But neither Renee nor Lola realize how hard it will be to tell their love story in an industry that sets a narrative of its own. So we've got that one. We've got this one. This one I think is the most stunning out of the three. This is called The Marriage Narrative, and this is by Kann. So we've got, this is the custom dust jacket. We've got these stunning, like, floral designed sprayed edges. Oh my god. The art in the front cover is just so cute. We've got a couple there. We've got some art in the back. We've got the naked hardcover. It is printed, UV printed, stunning, and then this is signed also by the author. Sometimes they're signed and sometimes it's like a printed signature, which I do think is a cop-out, and I hate when they do that, so I'm always excited when it's actually signed. So this is, ambitious and successful businesswoman Zinnia is done with waiting around for love. Turning her dating profile into a marriage merger proposal is the perfect solution. A few strategic meetings, move in together, get married. All within 30 days. Everyone doubts her plan, but then she meets Jordan, a near-perfect applicant with a big secret. Jordan's family has spent the last decade starring in a massively popular reality show about their lives, and he has finally agreed to join the cast. Already out of his comfort zone, production is now demanding that in order to boost viewership, he needs to get married on the show to his ex. Convinced that Zinnia is far better for the role than Jordan proposes a mutually beneficial marriage agreement. She gets her business partner husband, and he gets to help his family on his terms. But as the line between reality show blurs, Zinnia and Jordan are soon faced with a choice: their tidy, unemotional contract, or the beautiful, messy love story that they have stumbled into. I love a fake marriage, so I'm so excited. And then this book I was really excited about. I've read another book by Goldbeck, which is You Again. I don't like this dust jacket. I think the original looked way better. If I remember, I'll pop it up. We'll see. I think this is kind of ugly, but that's just truth. And also, most of their romance books are like this weird short size. This is like a regular hardback size, so I think that that's interesting. But this is Daddy Issues by Goldbeck. We've got the custom dust jacket. I do think the edges are quite fun on this. And then I do love the naked book here, but we have got the art on the inner, or the front and the back, and then this is the naked hardcover. We have got our female main character and then our male main character, and this is also actually signed by the author. This one's called Daddy Issues. So at 26, Sam doesn't feel like she's living the adult life that she is destined to have. Rather than enjoying and thriving academic career in an exciting city, she's working dead-end waitressing jobs, navigating a situationship that is both toxic and intoxicating in equal measure, and living in her mom's condo. At least it's not her basement, right? Her mom's new neighbor, Nick, is the ultimate grown-up. He's 9 years older. His 9-year-old daughter, Kira, is his world. Her happiness, his only priority, especially in the wake of his divorce. There's nothing more he wouldn't do for her, including giving up his globetrotting job for a more stable one, even if it's the manager of a chain restaurant in Ohio. Sam has zero interest in the ultra-dependable guy pushing 40, and frankly, she's a little afraid of kids too. But with just one thin wall separating the condos, Nick proves difficult to avoid. Soon, Sam's unexpected connection with Nick heats up, and before long, Sam finds herself falling for a man whose life couldn't be more different than her own. From the descriptions, I'm most excited about this one, and then Daddy Issues, and then this one because I do like books about fame, but I don't notoriously like books about singers. So I'm not sure about that. It oftentimes gets corny for me, so I'm hoping that it doesn't. But overall, let's see how these books go for us. We're going to ignore my current state of being because the Texas allergies are making me want to die. But we are about to get started on Daddy Issues by Kate Goldbeck. I did just look this up, and this has like a 3.48 on Goodreads, which is a bit scary. However, her other book, You Again, also has a pretty low average rating, and I really liked that book. So I'm going into this with an open mind, and I have the audio, so I'm going to go get started on it. The audio is, I think, like 10 hours, and I listen at 3 times speed, so I'll definitely get this finished today. But I'm ready to see what this is all about. We are about halfway through Daddy Issues, and I'm actually really liking this. I don't think it's a 5, but I'm reading this, it's like the 22nd of February, and truth be told, I've not had any 5 stars this month, so it's just very depressing times. But I'm thinking this is going to be a 4 as of right now, which is what I also gave You Again. So this is about our main character, Sam, and Sam's kind of going through it. Growing up, she was really big into reading and drawing and collecting comic books. It was something she really connected with her dad on. We don't know at the halfway point the full scope of her relationship with her dad. We just know that he moved away and they haven't seen each other in years. She originally went to school studying art and drawing, but then whenever she got a B in a class, she shifted her focus to like art history, and she had kind of a ton of really great things going for her. She graduated high school early, started college early, was doing all these things. She was going to be getting this internship in Italy to like handle all this like historical art pieces. Like she's handled actual like Michelangelo paintings and all this stuff. So whenever the pandemic hit, the internship got delayed, and then it got delayed again, and then it completely disappeared when the family member who was going to be kind of like hosting her for this internship, who owned all of this art, died, and the rest of the family didn't want anything to do with it, so they kind of just bulk sold all of the art. So her life has kind of been in shambles. I keep thinking I can handle these updates for my books without a drink while I'm on my deathbed, and it's not working. But anyhow, so she's kind of been at this weird juncture ever since the pandemic, and she is living in her mom's spare room. Her mom and dad got divorced quite a while ago. Her mom is now with their partner. I forget the partner's name. They use they, them pronouns, but they're getting married, and you know, the mom is being very pushy on Sam all the time to do this, do that. She's waiting to hear back about getting into grad school, but her mom doesn't really believe she's going to do it. And it's kind of telling her, like, you know, sometimes you have to get a job that you don't want and deal with it. Which I do understand, but her mom is, like, very off-putting, very aggressive, very harsh. I do not really like her mom. The way that her mom is handling the situation with Sam is very off-putting. So in the beginning of the book, Sam is at the pool reading, and she, you know, comes into contact with this guy Nick and his daughter Kira, something, oh, I don't know what, my brain is mashed potatoes, but anyhow. And they kind of chit chat, whatever. Come to find out he's her new next door neighbor who's being really loud and obnoxious when she is just simply trying to sleep. And so he is a lot older than her. He's in his 40s, she's in her 20s, so it's an age gap. And they start developing this friendship. His daughter really likes her, and one night she gets locked out of the apartment because her mom's partner, Hal, putting on like the automatic lock, and so she and her cousin were taking out the trash. They're locked out, so they go over to his house and hang out with him and his daughter. And then he starts kind of showing up at her work to give her a ride home because he learns that she doesn't have her driver's license, and they start building this relationship. Now at the halfway part, they're kind of getting to the point where they are recognizing that they like each other. Sam has this like friends with benefits situation going on with this fucking fucker who I can't stand. Oh, maybe that's Hal. I'm terrible with names. But he works with her at like one of those types of like tropical restaurants where they do like shows with your drinks, that type of vibes. We had one growing up called Kahunaville. I don't really know what they would be called where you're from, but anywho. So, and he is a manager at a Chili's. So he kind of like picks her up and starts teaching her to drive, and they start building this friendship. And where we are now, they're realizing that they like each other. The only issue is that Sam's mom is like gung-ho on hooking Nick up with like anybody. He's like, oh, you should date this person, you should date this person. Can they message you on Facebook? And really, he just likes Sam. And so where I'm at right now, she obviously has issues with her dad because her dad's not in her life. I am very curious as to see how that goes. She kind of gave up drawing comics when her relationship with her dad kind of stopped because it was their thing. So I'm interested to see how that storyline progresses, and his daughter really loves drawing. So I'm, again, interested to see how that all unfolds. But girl be also having some mommy issues because her mom's kind of a bitch. But let's go finish it and see how it ends. Also, the way I thought that I was gonna have this video up before Valentine's Day, and I didn't even start it till after Valentine's Day. It's crazy. But we have finished Daddy Issues by Kate Goldbeck, and I actually really loved the second half of the book. I think if the first half had as much emotional weight as like the first half, I liked the questions that we got answered too, and I liked the questions that never got answered. I feel like this relationship in this book felt very realistic, and they faced a lot of issues of like, one of them has a kid and one of them doesn't. There's this big age difference. They didn't have like the typical trajectory where you like wait to introduce your kid to your new partner. They met at the same time at the pool. So I really enjoyed that, and I really loved getting to see their relationship pan out. It's always fun getting to like look at the details on these super fun editions after you read the book, because it just like, it just means so much more, like seeing their tattoos, like, and what they mean, getting to see his daughter. It's just all so funny. Oh my god, this is her at the Chili's. Oh my god. But yeah, this book is one of those books where after I finished it, I was like, okay, I don't understand why people don't like it. Like, there's been plenty of books where I've read them and I'm like, okay, like I have bad taste, that's fine. But like, I genuinely don't understand why this is getting bad reviews. So if you've read it and you did not like it, please let me know why. I actually don't love this edition. I like the original cover better. But next we're gonna move into When I Picture You by Sasha Lawrence. I have the audio on this on NetGalley. I never use NetGalley because I think I'm gonna like do all the things and then I forget that it exists. But I actually really love this art style in here. But this is a sapphic romance, and I'm excited to get into it. I think that the marriage narrative, the last book we're going to read in this, has the highest likelihood of being a 5-star. Well, This one I think is I'm least likely to love. I just don't love really the tropes of like a musician. It's not really something that's super I'm obsessed with, but we're gonna listen to this tomorrow because I don't think I'm gonna listen to anything else today because I've already listened to 2 books. But we have a 4-star. We're off on a good direction. All right, we are about halfway through When I Picture You by Sasha Lawrence, and this book is decent so far. Right now it's probably sitting at like a 3.5, depending on how annoying the 3rd act conflict is going to determine if it's going to be a 3 or a 4. You know what I mean? Sometimes that really is the deciding factor for me. But in this book, we have got Renee and we have got Lola. Lola is a pop star, and she and Renee know each other from growing up. They were neighbors growing up, and Renee was really good friends with Lola's sister. So the story starts out, we've got Renee, who is working as a barista while she's simultaneously in school trying to get a internship and a degree and like work on her thesis for being a director. So she ends up going to her friend's wedding, who is Lola's sister, and while she's there, Lola performs, does the whole thing, and they start chatting a little bit, and Renee kind of feels like Lola is hitting on her, but she's like, I don't know if she's like gay, bisexual, like I don't know if she's just being friendly. We never have spoken like this before. Whatever, kind of lets it go. As the night dies down, Lola approaches her, they go home together, they get it on, and that's that. So, flash forward, Renee is kind of panicking because it's her final shot to get this thesis underway, and otherwise she's going to owe all of this money and nothing to show for it, blah, blah, blah. And so she gets a call from an unknown number. For some reason, even unknown to her, she decides to answer it, and it's Lola. She has been kind of, her last album got canceled. We know as the reader that is because her muse, her and this girl Ava that she was dating, which was super under wraps because her agency, like her, what's the word for it? Like her team didn't want it to be announced that she was bisexual. They didn't want it to affect their money, basically. So fucked up. So whenever she wrote all these songs about Ava, she was eventually kind of like, fuck all of you, I'm gonna come out. And Ava broke up with her. So she scrapped the album and it kind of was starting back at square one. And because of that, it's been a couple of years since she's come out with anything. And people are not necessarily losing interest, but they want to ensure that this next album is huge. So they're doing a behind the scenes documentary of her writing the album. So she doesn't like the person that they're having direct it. That director recently did a documentary about a different person in the industry, and she hated how it came out. So she remembers that Renee had said that she was a director. So she calls her up and is like, I need you to do this. Please, it'll be a favor to me, blah, 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 blah. We'll keep it professional. She agrees because she really what a amazing break that'll be. She talks to her professor. He agrees to let it be her thesis. And so she goes to do this. It's this interesting angle because they grew up together, so she can really see how Lola isn't being herself. She is not able to wear the things she wants, act how she wants, speak how she wants, and so she is really able to capture this different side of her while they simultaneously explore their feelings for each other. It's been cute so far. I am worried that the second act conflict is going to be really stupid, but we will see where it goes. But so far, I'm a fan. We are about to talk about this book while I heat myself up some lunch because I'm starving. We have got spaghetti. We've got homemade meatballs. My Italian ancestors hate me, that's fine. But I have jarred sauce. and some grated Parmesan. My thing is, don't get your panties in a bunch about the jarred sauce is first off, I'm making it just for myself, but I cannot be bought. My husband doesn't really like red sauce, so he would not appreciate homemade sauce. And I can either take the time to make homemade meatballs or make homemade sauce. And I just would prefer the meatball situation. I am just grabbing these noodles with my hand like a wild person. Honestly, it's what I'm gonna do. I'm the only person eating this, so I just don't care. But I finished the book. That did happen. And I quite enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. I don't know, as somebody who is a very strong ally, love the gays, have like very deep, like my sister is gay, my brother-in-law is gay, like big supporter, and literally will fight anybody who thinks or says otherwise, truly. Like, I mean, if you have an issue with that, truly see yourself out. Like, I don't want you here. But basically, I don't know if this would be considered a trigger, but the book deals heavily, a lot of the conflict in this book, and maybe this is a spoiler to you, I don't know, if you don't want to know anything about it, move forward, that's fine. But a lot of the book is about coming out and being forced to stay into the closet, being forcibly, like, coming out without your consent. These are a lot of the topics that took place in this book, and I know that those are, I don't know if those are triggering to any of you. I know that they are heavy, they are hard, but they are real. They are real things that happen. So throughout the second half of the book, we see the pop star character Lola really struggle with her agent not thinking her coming out will be good for business, be good for her career, have all of these reasons as to why she should hide who she is. And you know, it's a very, very, very big portion of the book is talking about that and her trying to come to terms with coming out on her own time. And I think that it's very important for books like this to exist. Naturally, books like this, I feel like any book about the LGBT community automatically gets like a mid to low 3-star rating because of shitty people. Like, that's the bottom line, is it's because of shitty ass people being shitty and giving things a bad review. On like a much lighter note, I am an avid board gamer, and there was a board game that came out 2 years ago, and it was a book made by, a game, that's the word, created by an exotic dancer, and you play as an exotic dancer dancing at the club. The amount of just automatic 1-star reviews it got because of the content, I feel like, unfortunately, a lot of books involving the LGBTQ community gets those like stupid ass reviews by people who've not read the book. And so I do feel like that is part of the reason this book has a lower rating. I could see people having the argument that they don't like how the coming out was handled. It is not something that I can personally relate to, and so I don't have as strong of feelings on it. I don't know what is right, what is wrong. I stand in the camp of whatever feels right for the person is what is right. So overall, we gave that 4 stars. So 2 4 stars in a row. We're really just, which is exciting because Afterlight is a bit expensive. It's one book and it's like over $30 a month. So I want to make sure I'm giving these books good ratings. There's been a handful that I did not like. There was a Romantasy that I rehomed before I read it. There was and there's been 2 3 stars, but I think otherwise I've quite enjoyed them. And so the next book we have is The Marriage Narrative, which I believe this is a fake marriage. I'm obsessed with the art in this book. I just think this is so pretty. Not really this one. I don't know what is going on with her eyes, but she looks possessed. But, oh, the cover. I'm excited about this one. We will get started on that tomorrow probably. It is almost 2 o'clock. I'm done with work. So, we will see. Alrighty friends, we are about halfway through the marriage narrative, and this is quite fun so far. I'm not obsessed with it, but I am liking it. So per the description here, Zinnia basically wanted to do this on her dating profile. She had to be like a marriage merger. He agrees to it because it's basically like the Kardashians type of family, and one of his siblings no longer is going to be doing the show. It's kind of like if Kim quit the show, now they're not sure if the show is going to continue. They need to bring him on even though he hasn't been part of the show, draw up some attention, so he's going to get married. They had somebody they wanted him to marry. He didn't want to do what his family said, so he agreed to marry Zinnia. They're going to get married, live their life together. But now they have to like put on this act for this reality show where they're basically being followed by cameras all of the time. Besides the bathroom in their bungalow, cameras are following them like at all times. She's fighting with his family. Nobody's being nice to her, and it's like all this drama. It's feeling like a 3-star so far. I'm not obsessed with it, but it's fun. I'm interested to see how the end goes, but I really do like Zinnia as a couple, or a person. I just don't love Jordan. So, basically nothing further than the description on the inside of the cover has happened, but we will continue onward. I do hope to finish it today. His family is awful. Like, his mom is so mean, and he keeps telling her to, like, give them a chance, that they're only doing it because of XYZ, and then by tomorrow it's gonna be like it never happened. But I'm kind of on like Zinnia's team where like that just doesn't fly with me, where like if your family's gonna be horrible to each other and to me, like we're not gonna just pretend that it didn't happen. Like it happened and I'm pissed. So it's kind of where we're at with it, and I will check in with y'all later. Alrighty friends, we have finished the marriage narrative by Kann, and I did end up giving this 3 stars. I just like, do you ever read or listen or consume a book in whatever way you consumed it, and it literally left not even a tiny impression or a tiny mark? I can guarantee you by next week I won't remember a single thing about this book. It was fun while it lasted. I love a fake marriage. I love fake dating, so that part was really, really, really fun. But I hated his family so much, and like I get that they were like performing for this show, but it actually like infuriated how many times Jordan told Zinnia that like, oh, like basically making excuses for people. And I get it when it's your family, but also I kind of don't, because I am just like somebody who calls people out when they're like being horrible. So I just could never ever let people treat even like somebody that I'm like an acquaintance with how badly they were treating Zinnia. And so he actually infuriated me. So in this video we got through some of my Afterlight books, and I'm happy with at least a 3-star with the book. I keep books on my shelf that are a 3-star or higher. These were both 3 stars. It's funny because I thought that I was gonna like this one more than this one, but I definitely liked When I Picture You more than I liked the marriage narrative, which was shocking. But these are both 3-star fine fun reads. The tropes of this are just not something that I'm super drawn to, which is I think why it landed in the 3-star. I don't love like a celebrity type vibe. Did I give this 3 stars or 4 stars? Now I can't remember. Because when I think about it now, I'm thinking it feels like more of a 4-star. I feel like that's my issue, is I always rate things right away, and then I, like, a couple of days later, I'm like, what did I actually rate that? I think it was, did I rate it a 3 or a 4? No, I don't know. I don't know. Red. No, I did give it 4. Okay, yes. I did it right. Yeah, this one was a 4 stars. We actually had 2 4 stars, which is really, really good. This one I expected to be at least a 4 star. I do hate that most of the Afterlight books are like this cute little small size, and then this one's huge. Like this is regular hardback size, whereas this is like a hardcover but paperback size. I don't understand why this one's big, because this book did not come out in hardback, so I don't get it. But this one was really good. I really enjoyed this age gap single dad situation, and then this one was okay. So with that being said, we have got these 3 books. How fun is it looking at these like beautiful edges? I really love my Afterlight subscription. I don't do many like self-care type things or things for just me, and this is one that I find so worth it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, leave the heart with the sparkles emoji down below, and I will see you next time. Bye.